Hey Flosstube, it's Lori. I am back. It's only been a week, but I got a lot of things in the mail this week. I've done a few crafts. Just wanted to share them with you. It's been a good at-home week, rough work week, so I've kind of channeled that into my stitching for the weekend just to keep my nerves calm, because I think I've got one good nerve left, and this week it's been trampled on, so I had to do a little CPR on that last nerve and get it kicking again. But anyway, so this weekend I got off, I had to work yesterday, and so I come home and I just crafted away on and off all day. The husband wasn't here, my daughter was with friends and she worked, and so I just had the house to myself. I just got crafty with it, made a mess, a happy mess. And this is one of my crafts. What do you think? I love how they turned out. If you remember, I showed these in my last video. They're just a solid pink pair of glasses. I got them at the $1 store. I think they're like, I think they sell up to a strength of 4. This one is a strength 1.25. And I got a little container of metallic paint. It's that color there, like a silver. And what I did was I got a small precision brush and painted the whole bottom rim with this metallic silver. I think that was the hardest part of doing this. After I did that, I had a pair of the pointy tipped tweezers, and I got a pack, or actually I bought 2 packs because I wasn't sure how many it would take, but they were little tiny iridescent rhinestones. And the glasses are dirty because I've had my fingers all over them. But I got a little pack of those iridescent rhinestones. And I started up here and with a little tiny tube of E6000 glue. I used those tweezers and, just went left and right, left and right. I got a kind of glue of the E6000 that's supposed to not dry as quickly. And so it allowed me to kind of maneuver them around. Once I got them on there, I just kind of rubbed my fingers across the edges so that they would be flush with the edges. And I wore them last night to stitch. Those dirty lenses are irritating me a bit, but I wore them last night to stitch, and I just have fun with them. I just think they're fun. I know this isn't going to be my last pair. If you remember, I did buy 2 pair. I have not bedazzled the other pair yet, but maybe next weekend. I did find it funny when I used a styrofoam plate to put the glue on, and that E6000 glue eat through that styrofoam plate within like seconds. I just thought that was pretty funny. So I dropped by Joann's on the way. My husband and I went out to eat yesterday afternoon, and we happened to be driving past a Joann's, and we stopped in, and I took advantage of a couple clearance things, so I got a little, another pack of cardstock and another, what do you call it, a pad of scrapbooking paper to make some more drops. The overdrop that I was having problems with last week, I did take that back. It was just a defect in the cutter that I had. I did try the aluminum foil. A lot of you gave me some really great ideas on how to get that thing working again. So many that I can't name everyone. That's how many. But the suggestions were to use aluminum foil to punch through. Someone said to put a piece of aluminum foil over a piece of cardstock and punch it. I also was told to kind of keep it punching easily was to use a punch through a piece of wax paper. I tried those things. It still was not punching. It would punch on one side and not the other. The thing was, I had only used it twice. Once. So total, I think maybe at the most I made with it was 30 punches. There was no reason in my mind for it not to punch on one whole side. So I did take it back and let them know that, I've had it less than a month, and so we just switched it out. So I do have a new one. I haven't made anything with it yet, and like I said, that was the Hobby Lobby brand. but they were really great about exchanging it with the original packaging. I had no problem taking it back. So at Joann's yesterday, I did get more paper, cardstock and decorator paper, and I bought a paper mache box because I don't remember how many videos back, or even if it was the last week's, but I had gotten the newest little rag from Teresa Kitten Stitcher, the one with the pashmina threads, and she sent in the packaging, it was wrapped up so nicely, and this paper was in the packaging. It's just tissue paper, just with an antique, looks like an old magazine, Sears and Roebuck type piece of tissue paper, and I really like it. I love browns. I love the antique look. So what I did, I got it in my mind. So this is what I did, and it's not finished. So I got a paper mache box, my jar of Mod Podge, and I made this. So what I say is it's not finished. It's constructed the way I want it to be. The finishing touches would be I need to wax the lid. And all I did was paint the top with this Deco Art black acrylic paint. I think I've got 2 coats on it. Let that dry. I took tissue paper, a sponge brush, Mod Podge. I cut it into strips. There's spots that I actually just ripped. You can see here that I just ripped the paper. And I Mod Podged the paper onto this. Now what am I going to use it for? Once again, that is not the point. That is not the point. The point is enjoying the ride, and I enjoyed the ride. Remember, I was given CPR to my last one good nerve, and it feels much better now. So I had an amazing box that I can store lots of treasures in, and they can be ribbons or buttons or orts or a project, doesn't matter. I made some wonderful glasses that remind me of Elton John, who I love, and an amazing box that I can think of Teresa, you know, because I mention her in every video. But I've got an amazing box that will remind me of her. And what goes inside is just not important. So, lots of things came in the mail this week. And I want to share them with you. So, hold on to your horses. Last week I showed you this fabric, this peach color fabric that I had gotten in the mail, and the piece was back ordered. The piece I ordered was Elizabeth J.M. Mears, 1833 by Queenstown Sampler Designs. And this is my second Queenstown sampler, right, Lisa? Not my first. My first was the Mary Jane sampler, which I bought back in May at New Jersey Retreat. It was a trunk show. I had totally forgot. Lisa called me out on my bold-faced hairy lie. And so it's not my first, it is my second Queenstown sampler. So this is it. Look at that house. Fabric, peach. Look at that house. Do I need to explain why about this? No, I don't. This is one that I bought. I had put it in my cart at a shop, and I wanted it, and they didn't have the fabric that it called for, and I didn't really like the fabrics that they had, and so I didn't buy it. Left it in the cart, didn't buy it. Well, someone showed it on their video, and I'm not sure who it was, and then they read the information about George Washington and his 2 horses that is written on, that Paulette put in on the pattern, and so I went back and bought it. So this is Blue Skin, which is the name of the horse, by Plum Street Samplers, and that is George Washington. See the 1776 GW? Looks like a cherry tree there. I love this. I just love the colors, and and it's historical, meaning American history. Love it. I did did not come this week. It come before that, but I did not want to show these on the last video till I got a thank you note in the mail to Barbie, and she sent me a few hankies from a hanky quilt. I am to the point, maybe this winter, that I'm ready to start trying to get to the pretty part. Ready to start choosing the final ones to go on the hanky quilt and getting started on it. But look at that. They're so tiny and delicate. Like this one has white work on it. This tiny little basket. And I know this was probably in times that were before boxes of Kleenexes. But they're so beautiful. Why don't we use things like this anymore? We're all about buying things and tossing them, and then we talk about the environment, but I'm sure that these have tears, and I don't want to think about the other things, so we're just going to say tears. Maybe a little bit of sweat from a brow and on them. Look at this. Thank you so much, Barbie. I love them. I'm happy to have them. So, like I said, I'm hoping maybe this summer to get to work on putting together the sampler. What else do I have in my pile? Someone on Instagram. There's always that someone on Instagram that, you know, I like to blame them for inspiring me, for enabling me, but you know, it's so easy to do. They posted their current progress on the Red House by Brenda Keys, and once again, this picture just is awful. And I can't even remember who posted it, and I tried to go back and find it, and it wasn't under, I don't know whether I put in Brenda Keys or put in the Sampler Company, so if it's you, send me a message. I want to keep up with your progress on this piece. But this is the Red House by the Brenda Keys. And one other thing, I ordered this from her site online, and she is in the UK. And I got these patterns in like 11 days. That's pretty darn amazing. I'm a postal employee, so this is international shipping, and I got it in like 11 days. So that's counting 2 Sundays. So take those Sundays out, and you've got 9 days worth of travel. That's pretty amazing. Awesome service, awesome service. So when I bought this one, it couldn't travel across the pond by itself. I also got Abigail Markham sampler. Look at that. I made a new start this week with Dawn and Olivia B. And where did I stick him? We are working together with Cooper from Kathy Barrick. And I saw Olivia's update picture on Instagram yesterday, and she's gotten a good bit done. It looks amazing, Olivia. And I just have a small start. I worked on it Tuesday, a little bit on Wednesday, but I really want to finish up my time and season, so I probably will work on it at least every Tuesday. But until I get time and season, I'm not going to devote a whole lot of time to it yet, but there is my start. So I have one more letter here, which would be, of course, F, and that will be the width of the piece. So let me show you a picture once again. So I started with his head. And for those that did not see the thread pet last weekend, let me show you the thread pet. Look at that. Those colors. Those colors. Love it, love it. And I want, not this past video, but the video before, Ingeborg asked me to talk a little bit more about the EGA and the project. Ingeborg, I have not worked on ambrosia honey in probably a month. I've not been able, like I said earlier in the video, work's been kind of crazy, so I've not had, I've not made the last 2 meetings. They actually even had a getaway last weekend where they all got together and traveled to a local, well, local to us is 2.5 hours, but they traveled to our local needlework shop and also went to a needle point shop that was relatively near, and I couldn't even join them. I'm hoping that all this working will end soon, but what I can tell is that I did get my a letter in the mail from the EGA because I did sign back up with them, and part of the dues for the EGA is you get their Needle Arts magazine. So this week I got my, what do you call it, membership card. I couldn't even think. Membership card in the mail, and I got this as well as an education catalog for the 2017-2019 period. So these are different classes that you can take online. It lists, I've got to read up more about this. There are a couple I'm interested in taking. It gives you some ideas of the type of classes that they offer, classes that you can take to become an instructor. There's pictures of the different projects that you can do. It's from beading to needlepoint to stump work. Let's see, quilting, crewel embroidery, silk and metal thread embroidery, smocking, surface embroidery, like I said, beadwork. There's online studios. Let's see, Schwalm embroidery, which I've never heard of. A course in color theories. After watching Arlene's videos, she's talked about color theory before, especially in designing some of her pieces that she's already finished and has hung. I'm very interested in that. Black work, crazy quilting, trying to look, let's see, fringes, like I said, beadwork is in here, just anything that you can think of, drawn thread, beginner hardanger is in this book. And so these are classes that's offered to members of the EGA across America that can take these classes online. Some of them are classes you sign up for and go away like a retreat. And I'm very interested in several of these. The other thing is the magazine. So it does have, of course, like most magazines, it gives you instructions, diagrams of stitches you've not done before, step by step. I think this is some cutaway stump work, just all kind of things. So I'm happy to have these. There's tamari in here, which I've seen on Caroline's videos. Just a whole new world, a fresh new door to open up with all of the ideas that are in these 2 magazines. So that's the information I have on EGA for right now, Ingeborg. I continue to work on Time and Season. It's going great. I've turned the 3rd curve. I feel like a NASCAR driver. Going around the 1st curve, going around the 2nd curve. Well, I was saying curve, I meant corner. I have went around the 3rd corner, so I'm not going to open the whole thing up since I showed it in the last video. This is where I'm at right now. So since you last seen me, I think I've finished up a tree, this vine here, this border here, and I have begun the 7th page. So this is the start of the 7th page. The 6th page is finally finished. So I'm happy about that. I'm getting close. If I buckle down, I can probably finish this 7th page probably tomorrow night. And then I can devote all of Tuesday to Cooper and then start on the next page. So my goal is to finish this one by the end of August. If I buckle down, I know that I can attain that goal, and then what will be up next, I want to finish. I'm going to stick with the Mania starts. I don't think I've got any other new starts planned, but if I decide to start something, hey, there's no rules here. It's just my pleasure, and this is my pleasure at the moment. So, what's going on this current week? Like I said, I'm going to continue to work on Time and Season because my goal is to finish it by the end of August. I'm going to work on Cooper on Tuesday. I have no plans for the weekend. I had plans to attend a retreat this past weekend. Just couldn't do it. Work got in the way. Had a vacation planned at the end of the month. On Friday I had to cancel it because work got in the way. Not very happy about that. I mean, it's true. I need a vacation. You guys are my vacation right now. I can get on here and I'm talking to my friends. So anyway, I have a couple more things coming in the mail because I can't stop myself. Michelle Bendy mentioned this week that there were some designs from Kathy Barrick that she was discontinuing, that she was offering for a low price on her Etsy shop. So I went over and got a couple of those, and one of them was pretty small, so I got it in my mind that I want to stitch it on silk gauze. I should be able to do it on silk gauze. And of course McKenna jumped on that, trying to help me out because I had no idea where to get the silk gauze. I didn't see it on 123. But several of you, thank you so much, several of you answered the call and let me know about what shops offered it. Arlene contacted me too. Thank you, Arlene. And I did get something framed this week, and I don't have it up here, and I'm not going to pause it and run down, but I finally had Canaan's sampler framed. We're trying to decide where we want to hang it. I don't want it up in my stitch room. I think it needs to be in the common family area downstairs. We'll see. I did drop off another piece to be framed, and that was my Summer House Stitchworks. I think it was the 2016 ABCs, the ones on the cards. And once again, I threw out a Stitcher's SOS on Instagram, and I was there alone. I didn't have my husband with me. I just could not decide on which one. I knew which one I loved, but I knew which one there was another that I liked, and you guys chimed in within seconds. I had my mind made up because all of you were pretty much solidifying my own, the one I like the most anyway. So thanks for that, and until next time, y'all have a great stitchy week. Find a way to channel that stress from the week. Make sure that you find a way to get, to revive your one last nerve that's been trampled on from the week, whether it be your stitching or whether it be a trip to the beach, or just find a way to channel that stress into something positive. Until next time, hugs and stitches. See you soon. Bye.